back in our deck profile, and I am here with
Jared.
And what did you do?
Well, I'm playing Altergeist, and I took 4th.
All right, now let's get in the deck.
Sounds good. So, the beginning part of this is pretty much a staple. So, you're going to have 3 multi-faker. If you don't know, the biggest thing with this is when a trap activates, creates a new chain, and this thing's just crazy. So, special summons onto the field, pull another Altergeist from the deck. Usually that's going to be Silkatus. This is like the Kieran, so you can bounce. It's kind of broken, kind of annoying. Running 3 Marionetter. On a normal summon, it's actually pretty solid. Its attack isn't too terrible, pretty good defense, but when you normal summon it, you can set a trap from the deck, so you have a lot of options there. So you're not just relying on special summoning. So I'll show a combo maybe at the end. It's kind of broken if you can get it off. This is probably my favorite card in the deck, to be honest. Milliseek is pretty sick, so you can attack directly for 500, and then you send a card to the grave. Key is send to the grave. So if a card can't be destroyed, it sends to the grave, don't have to worry about it. Another cool combo, which we'll get to at the end, you can use this material to get into Link Rebo, so that helps because when you send this to the grave, you get to search your deck so you can get multi-faker. So easier to get that. A lot of people don't like this card. I do. I would say it helped me a lot today, actually. So if you have an Altergeist card on the field, it doesn't have to be a monster. It can be a trap. You special summon it. It stops the attack, and it targets, but it will negate the effects as long as this card's on the field. And it's 2,400 defense, so pretty hard just to trample over that. And then kind of a given, but 3 Ash. I do 2 Droll. I guess what I've seen, 5 hand traps is the go-to. I don't know if that's for sure, but it's what I do. This is what makes the deck pretty unfair. Secret Village. So 99% of the time, I have a spellcaster on the field. If I'm really in a pinch, you can go into Droll, but usually by the time that I play Milliseek and then get multi-faker to hand, on my opponent's next turn, I can flip a trap and get multi-faker on the field, so there's a spellcaster, so your opponent cannot use spells. Kind of annoying, especially in a Sky Striker format, so this is how I get them. It's a trap. No terraforming because you can actually activate this. You can activate the field spell from when you grab it, which is great, and it's a trap card, so it's a good way to get multi-faker out on the field. Real order because sometimes you have to. So I basically have 7 cards in the deck that will stop spells. And then I run 2 of the Manifestation. The reason being is I don't want to see it all the time, but it's really beneficial. I'll show a quick combo at the end, but this helps a ton because even if you use it on Multi-Faker to bring it back from your graveyard, Multi-Faker is still special summon, so you can still get that extra special off of Multi-Faker using Manifestation. It's just great. I do 2 Protocol. It's great because you can activate it pretty much whenever. So once again, for multi-faker, it's really beneficial. And then if your opponent does an effect that you just can't afford to take off, you can send an Altergeist to the graveyard to negate and destroy their effect, which is great. So basically, you can also get the effect of sending the other Altergeist card to the graveyard. So a lot of floating. And then spoofing, I don't love this card like some people do. I only run it at 2 because I can't stand seeing 3 of them or even 2 of them. So if an opponent's gonna do something to one of my cards, the Altergeist card, I send it to into my deck so it's not at least destroyed if I need to save my own skin. But people don't play this card. I love this card. This is great for link material. It's great for, once again, when you're running Secret Village because it's another spellcaster, so I really enjoy this card. I feel like this has saved me a lot of times. 2 evenly, I made it. I only run 2 because I don't see it all the time. But wow, this is pretty disgusting when your opponent builds up a board, and then if they have a Borload or something too. As soon as this resolves, you can obviously use multi-faker, so you can turn things around on a dime using evenly. So I do main 2 of them. Infinite. This card's love and hate. I really enjoy it. Even if I have to, it's great because I can I can target another monster, and then even if their effect doesn't really matter, I can still use it to get multi-figure out. But there's so many times where the opponent is ready to go off, and then I use Infinite, especially turn 1 if you have multi-figure in your hand. Wow, you start turn 1 with a pretty good set board. Mind Crush. I don't love this card. I'm debating cutting it. It's really good when you know the deck, or you can make a guess, I suppose. But the fact that it's a searching format is why I play it, because you can usually see what they're adding to their hand and then get rid of it. So, and once again, trap because multi-figure can go off on it. Last two is Strike. I took out Judgment and Warning. I felt like losing the life points was just too terrible in the way the format is right now. But Strike is super beneficial. Obviously, stopping Ash is nice. If you really got to get those searches in. But yeah, you can stop the effect, stop special summons. So I think Strike is the best solemn. But running 2 because I don't want to see it all the time. It's a brick if I get 2 of those. Going on the side deck, Link Revo. Obviously, Link Revo is insane because you can normal summon Meloseek at the beginning. So if you normal summon Meloseek, even on turn 1, you're not doing a whole lot, but use this Link material. Get this out. This is a great defense, but then you're using this to get multi-figure in your hand, so that's pretty nice. Hextia, single-handedly the reason that this deck functions in terms of its engine. So these arrows, it's 2 Altergeists. Basically, when it points to another Altergeist card, it gains the original attack, and then whatever it's pointing to, if your opponent activates a spell or a trap card, it can even be the effect. It's an errata. This is the new version here. You can, whatever it's pointing to, if it's an Altergeist card, you can send that to your graveyard to negate and destroy. So, I mean, it's like when you get a board like literally this built up, it's super irritating when your opponent has to get over, you have 1, 2, 3, because it's not a once per turn. So, pretty insane to have 3 stops to spell and trap when the format is so heavy spell. Nightmare Brigade. I don't go into a whole lot. This is really obviously just for Ibly, but I go into these sometimes if I'm really pinched, but not all the time. But they're good to have. Good to have in the toolbox. Topologic, that's just for Sky Striker. Once again, just another thing to have. I really don't go into it that much. I really only go into Hextia. Borreload's obviously pretty awesome. We already know that by now. Boral Sword, I threw him in for an OTK. I thought it'd be a good idea, and I thought maybe they're obviously both good as cherry targets as well. And then these are straight up these are cherry targets here. I feel like my deck has the biggest issues against obviously Spiral. I do need to get Isolde. That's one thing I will change because of Goki. But Sky Striker, gotta stop the Kagari, gotta stop ABC because it's obnoxious. This came in clutch. I do side Cyber Dragon. We'll get to that in a second. Absolutely love this. U-Link, it doesn't matter. You can really turn the game around. I literally won single-handedly because of this card in Cyber Dragon. So I'm a huge fan of this. I think it's a really good tech, and it's a small sacrifice to have in your extra deck. Alright, siding. Like I said, Cyber Dragon. A lot of people probably think it's weird, but a lot of cards that I want to see sometimes, not all the time, I like 2-ofs. I can't stand having multiples in my hand because it just makes it way too bricky and I can't afford that. So I like doing the 2 Cyber Dragon. Huge beater. 2100 is huge in this format right now. So, and like I said, with the Chimera Tech, kind of broken. Goki, obviously gotta have the sphere mode, but I can do a tech where, I have the options of this or this. So you can technically do both. You can shut down somebody's entire U-Link in 1 turn. With those, cherries is obviously really good. I don't main it. I guess I could, but I don't have a ton of cherries targets. But if I know what I'm going against, it's great to have. 1 for 1, I don't really like this card. I threw it in just because it was a filler, and it's at 1, so you can't hit it at 3, so I don't know, it's whatever. I'll probably change that out later. Rivalry Warlords, I didn't side this in. I really wanted to because it just totally stops your opponent if they have any mixed match. So it's pretty good because I pretty much only run Spellcaster, but I just didn't get to use it, so we'll give it some more time. Wiretap, just in case. I mean, I already have enough stunt with the traps and the spells using Hextia, but just in case I don't, it's nice to have some Wiretap as an option just because I don't want to get even lead. It just covers my own skin. Waking the Dragons. I won a duel because of this today. So obviously go into Borreload or even Boral Sword, and if you're playing Altergeist, game 2 your opponent's probably going to have back row hate. So just a great option to have. Once again, I don't want to see multiple in my hand, so I run some 2-ofs. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess the last part that we can go into. Alright, so a really cool tech you can do, a really cool combo. It works with a lot of trap cards, obviously. It probably hurts the most with evenly because you can drop evenly, and depending on where you're at in the duel, this is pretty dang easy to do. So you drop evenly, they get rid of virtually their whole board except for one card. You have multi-faker go off. I guess like other people do this, it's not super hidden, but I just don't see it very often. People kind of have their go-to being Silktis. This is a great card, but depending on what you're going up against, I think a better option might be Meliseek, because then if you go into Meliseek, people forget with the searching ability, if you go into a Hextia, you link off that, you can pull forth, which would be Marionetter, right? That's brought to your hand, and then you normal summon, and if you set manifestation, people usually stop here and go, okay, cool, I got a 3100, I got a negate, everything's great. However, you can't attack this turn anyway if you did evenly. Don't be afraid to do something like this where you go into another Hextia, yeah, but because Hextia itself, you get to use its effect as well, so you can pull more cards. So if you have manifestation here and you pull forth another multi-faker back to your hand, you let your opponent go, and then basically on their standby, you pull forth manifestation. If you have a multi-faker in your graveyard, I mean, this still goes off. It's not even about the trap, it's the fact that it was special summon. So this goes off, and then you can get into another Meliseek if you want to. Then you can go into Silktis. But the point is, you're bringing back manifestation to go into this Hextia. So now you basically have two negates. So he's at 3,000. Sure, he's not super high, he's at 2,300, but then you can bounce multi-faker to bounce another card, and then you have two negates here. So you can one negate there, spell or trap, another negate there. So I mean, that's usually that stops the opponent right there. They're down to very minimal cards, and then just finish them off. So
All right.
that's all I got for you.
All right. Congrats on getting 4th place here at the Winnabox. And also, thank you for the deck profile. If you guys have any questions, leave that down in the comment section below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Have a nice day.